I feel like I have a new story every time because I have a new story about a backup issue probably every week. This last one came about 2 weeks ago. This is a true story about an office that called us and said, I had an upset staff member, I fired her, and upon her leaving, she wiped out all my data. So one of the things I thought about right here, because it says, why is data backup crucial? It says 2 out of every 5 businesses never reopen after a major data loss. 19 out of 20 businesses that lost their data for at least 10 days filed bankruptcy within 1 year. And it goes through all these percentages, but what I find very interesting is, you know, I guess that's the first time in my customer base I've ever heard that happening, of just something so malicious from an existing employee that would completely wipe out your database before they leave. But I'm always worried about fires or hard drive crashes, but then I guess there's also employees that have that ability as well. So that happened. He called us up and says, what do I do? Fortunately for this doctor, and I give this because he was on this service right here, the secure online backup. There's 2 backups that happened at his office. One is the office manager would make a backup every day, and then the other one was this service he paid for, which he was only paying about 15 bucks a month, and that backs up, I think, about a gig worth of data, which is great for just, if you don't have electronic medical records, a gig to 5 gigs is usually plenty of space to back up Medisoft. Usually under a gig is pretty easy to do. So he's paying $15 a month for this thing to automatically back up every day. So he gives us this distress call that everything's gone. The good news is we were able to just log into the website that it's backing up to, restore his data, and he was up and working within an hour. That's the positive news. Now, if you're currently doing a backup just with a manual backup, the challenge is if you've been doing it, some of you are very good at it and you do it consistently. More times than not, though, it's easy to skip some days. And then there's another instance. I had an office just a few miles from here that when they had a robbery, someone came and stole all their computers. She had all her backup thumb drives right in a drawer right next to the computer, and they took the thumb drives too. So those were all her backups. Luckily, she had one additional backup that she carried in a purse, which she took off site. So those are good stories. The bad stories are the people that don't have the backups, right? And so I only say this because this is probably the most important thing you will do in your practice. This is your life insurance. So if you do not have a life insurance policy, backing up is it, because that will keep your practice alive. So it's a very simple process. We can start backing up all your data. And if there's other things you want backed up besides Medisoft, we can do that as well. But please, if you don't have this or something like this in place, put it in place. And I really encourage the automated stuff on top of the manual stuff, because you never rely too much on automation, you do both. And there's no reason why you shouldn't have at least 2 safety nets, if not 3.